Hello everyone, my name is Carrie Schmidt.
And I'm Christy Holder.
And we wanted to get on and talk a little bit about the book that we wrote that really was not something that was ever planned for either one of us. I am Jackson's mom, and this is our very good friend who both of her sons had quite a loss when Jackson died. They were best friends with both of our children, Jackson and Ivan. I need to say this right from the beginning. I never thought I would write a book. I never planned on it.
Not in the
No.
in the plan.
No, and
Neither
it
of us.
really all started from after Jackson died. I needed to find a way to help explain this to Ivan because he was 3.5 when this happened. And there's a lot of research that says that kids don't understand death fully until they're 4.5 just because of their developmental stage. When I was looking for books, I wasn't able to find anything. Everything was kind of, Fluffy the Bunny died or
Yeah,
Grandma died.
Right, yeah, a lot of the stories they use animals or they use, a lot of symbols that may be confusing or distracting from the real issue, which is death, which is something all of us at some point in our life are going to have to come in terms with.
Right. And so Christy and I, just a little bit about our backgrounds. I was in social work for 18 years, and Christy teaches currently and
Yes.
has other backgrounds. So go ahead.
Yes,
and
yeah,
tell me.
yeah. I have a background in anthropology and cultural anthropology and nonprofit and working with low income and low opportunity youth and that sort of thing. So, and the same with you. We both have a lot of similar backgrounds in that regard. We
Right.
both are advocates, and we want to
Absolutely, yes. I've actually been an advocate for St. Baldrick's for 5 years, and so for my own son to die of cancer is ironic to say the least. And we've always read a lot to our kids, and so finding a book was something that was really important. And
yeah, it's our go-to as
Exactly,
parents to
exactly.
find a resource to explain something complex to our kids. Like I do that all the time now. If my boys are going through something at school, I'm at the library. Where's a book that's going to apply to that situation
Right.
that we could read to?
And so even at the library, I wasn't really finding anything that was very specific to our situation. And I realize our situation is not something that happens every day, but I do know Ivan is not the only little kid who's lost a sibling. And so that's kind of where this book came from. At first I was like, I'm just going to write a book for Ivan. And so one day it just kept coming to my heart, and I'm like, I'm just going to write these words down. I'm going to write this book for Ivan. And there wasn't a lot of thought into the words, but it really came from our experience with the child life specialists at the hospital. Anyone who knows our story knows that everything with Jackson happened super fast, and we had really no time to prepare. We really had 12 hours from the time the doctor said there was nothing they could do and telling Ivan and giving him the opportunity to say goodbye to his brother. And losing a child is as painful and horrible as you can imagine. It is worse than you can imagine. Having to tell your 3.5-year-old that his brother died is just as crushing. And, we had to tell him with hard words.
Right.
We couldn't say, Jackson, we lost him, or he passed away, or no, there was no fluff, no room for fluff. It had to be, he died. He no longer needs his body. And when I say, I feel like, when people have children and, your heart explodes. And then when you have a second child, your heart splits because
Right.
then you love your children the same. Well,
Yep.
when you have to tell your child that his brother died, that was when, for me, my heart broke into two. The part of my heart that belongs to Jackson is now, he's no longer here for me to love and care for. And the other part of my heart is now helping my son Ivan learn to maneuver his life now without his big brother. And so I'm constantly being torn in two, and I needed a way to explain to him what happened so he could understand. And